You're watching Q in the streets. Q in the streets. Said you're watching Q in the
It's Q in the street. I love everybody here. They've been good to me.
It's Tashina Arnold, and it's Q in the street.
I love that.
For Q in the streets, you need to make sure you go to his bio right now and click that link, okay?
What's up, y'all? Y'all already know who it is. It's your boy Q. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah. What's up, y'all? It's your boy Q. Back in the building with another video. Before I start, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and click that notification bell. Yes, with a little shimmy I just gave. Click that notification bell. As you guys can see, I am in an incredible mood. I just wrapped up the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion. When I tell y'all I am over here hype, I had to listen to some music before the interview started. This is why I have to be careful with putting my notes on this phone, because y'all used to seeing me scribbling my notepad. So I was like, okay, got a new camera, all this carrying on, I'm gonna do the phones. But to see, the thing about the phone is I move so much. I'm gonna have to get me a little table stand or something for this to sit on so I can control my notes. Cause I'll be afraid I'm gonna delete this. Let's get into it though. What y'all got going on? Before I start, make sure you grab a little drink, grab a little snackety snack, okay? Because the reunion was so good. First of all, can we just shout out Bravo? Because, you know, it was looking like we wasn't gonna get a reunion for the Real Housewives of Atlanta, but they pulled through. Even though it was virtual, you know, everybody is quarantined right now. I hope everybody is doing well. Oh, and happy Mother's Day to all the beautiful mothers out there. In whatever capacity where you hold the mother title, we salute you, queen, on today, okay? The Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion. Let's just start off by saying kudos to Bravo, because you guys did not disappoint. You know, I was like, oh, I don't know how that's gonna be with a virtual reunion, but I was like, everybody gonna be talking all over each other. They didn't start doing that until the end. However, we did get a good hour of good Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion. I am hyped. Let's get into it. Okay, so I love how they started off in the morning time, because we're all in quarantine right now. So, you know, it was good to see them all just being normal and natural and waking up and seeing Nene like make her bed and just kind of seeing them in their everyday living, which we've seen from Eva all year long. What I loved about the reunion is there was no mic issues, there was no audio, besides Nene cutting her screen off, there was no problem with screens. I think they did the best that they could with what they had. Would y'all agree with that? Drop down in the comments below, because I have to say Bravo actually did it. Their first virtual reunion, Andy Cohen pretty much titled it The Brady Bunch. I must say it was good. It was a good quarantine feel. I mean, we've been watching everything else in Zoom anyway. So I honestly think they would have got a lot of backlash if they would have had a real reunion, and people would have been like, well, what about the safety and da-da-da-da-da, especially with Andy Cohen being with him testing positive for the coronavirus. So, you know, I'm certainly glad that they did keep it quarantine style, and they didn't disappoint. The girls look great. Let's talk about the fashions now that we're talking about how they look. Let's start off with who I would say would be my favorite person. I would have to say, let me just see. They all look great, but Porsha had a really great look. Porsha always strongly delivers with her look. Porsha always gonna give you a crown. She's always gonna give you queen. So I would have to say Porsha's in my top. After that, I would have to give a shout out to Candy. Candy Burris did her own makeup and she did her own hair. Candy was like, listen, I'm not having a team come in and do anything for me. You know what I'm saying? I don't care who wearing gloves and what they are doing and what they are not doing. However, I'm gonna do my own hair and makeup. So shout out to Candy because Candy did her own hair and makeup. I think she looked great. Kenya with a side piece. Kenya didn't do too much in the background. I think Marlo did too much in the background. And I'm gonna get on that. We're gonna go down there in just a second. Kenya looked really pretty, polished. Cynthia Bailey looked great. Wasn't really, I like Cynthia's, I don't know, like Cynthia was like top, like she was like just gave me like pretty, like she gave me regular Cynthia, which is okay because there's really only so much you can do in the quarantine, but you know. All right, let's get into the mess, y'all. I'm tired of talking about the fashions and the hair, and that's not my lane, child. Everybody look great, okay? Kudos to everybody. Did anybody just look flat out ridiculous? No. All the women look pretty. Kenya, Eva, Marlo, Nene. I didn't like Nene's makeup, but you know, with the lighting, you know, those aren't the regular studio lights. So, I mean, there is skin tone differences. I mean, look at me from here to here right now. So if I was to wear this shirt on a reunion show or hell, even right here, the lighting is off. So, you know, I give Nene a slight pass. Are we giving Nene a slight pass for that? Y'all drop down in the comments and let me know. All right, so let's get into the buffoonery, all right? I don't know what this slight banter is with Porsha and Kenya, but I don't know what dust. But do you guys remember the comment when Porsha, she stepped to Kenya, she was like, yes, when you call my friend the C and the UNT behind it, I just felt like in that moment, I don't know what it is about Porsha, but I feel like she's kind of not, I thought Kenya and Porsha was in an okay space. And even Kenya, even tonight, when her and Porsha got into it, and she brought something up, she was like, well, why I gotta be the B word? You asked me a question, I answered it, why I gotta be a B word? Porsha was like, okay, girl, I have had one too many. And then if you guys remember, I remember a reunion last season where Kenya told, well, it wasn't last season, but it was maybe like a season or two ago, the reunion. Kenya was like, girl, you always in some mess because you running your mouth. I don't know what it is between Kenya and Porsha. It's like they want to be friends so bad and they want to be sisters, but it's like they just have this like little just, you know how you just have this person where it's like you want to be friends, but we just not meshing and not clicking. That's what I get from Kenya and Porsha. And Porsha pretty much sealed the deal when Andy asked the question, it was like, well, girl, how are you feeling about, you know, you've worn a crown and da-da-da compared to your Miss USA crown? I forgot what comment Kenya said, but all I know is Porsha turns around and says, yeah, but mine is new and current. It's not old and dusty. That's how we start the reunion off? Dang! So they did a play on all the girls and they're being called Two-Face. So you would have Kenya and Candy and KMZ and Nene versus Nene and Porsha versus, you know, so they just kind of did and 50 versus 50 Cent. They kind of did a play on everybody's names. That was super cute. That was a cute moment. I don't know. I think the Zoom or however they did it, I feel like it made sense for them to do it that way because we've been watching everything else in Zoom. So, I don't know. I liked it. I don't know about y'all, but I feel like they produced this very well. Let's get into Nene and Kenya. So, Nene and Kenya start off in the first 15 minutes. My clock wasn't even till like the 13, 14, 15 minute mark before Kenya and Nene have already gotten into it. So, they start off and like I said, it was doing a play on the names of Kenya and Ken and Nene versus Nene. And Kenya said something along the lines of, you know, maybe Nene should meet Ken so that they can keep it real with each other. She was like, no, Nene gonna get in that tail. I was just like, Nene and Kenya are going at it the first 15 minutes of the episode. So that was good to see because, to be honest, we honestly did not know how they were going to deliver with this whole virtual reunion. So to see Kenya and to see Nene going and having this banter back and forth and the cameras are actually following the two, that was good for us because we got edits, we got moving. It was good for me because we got facial expressions. So it was just like they were at a reunion on my screen, on my big screen. But you know what I'm saying? It looked like they was at a reunion, like they were just panning back and forth. So shout out to production of Bravo. Definitely shout out to y'all. So they get into this whole Kenya and Mark situation, and Kenya discusses how Mark and now. Before I get into this whole Kenya and Mark situation, I wanted to say something about Kenya. I noticed that every time, y'all drop down in the comments and y'all let me know if you agree with me. Is it me or is Kenya always making an excuse for this man? So I think Andy asked the question of, what is it, or you know, you and Mark Daly are working on things. Where are you guys? You know, did he regret seeing himself this way on the show? And does that have anything with him doing with trying to make it up? I just always feel that Kenya always try to cover up for him. Like she always tries to make an excuse for his actions and what it is that he does. I'm just like, Kenya, I have been in a place where, you know, because I heard Kenya say a comment like, oh yeah, the cameras were on and this and that. I'm just like, Kenya, stop making an excuse for this man. Like I was getting ready to say, I've been in a place where I was always making an excuse for somebody. I just didn't like, you know, she addressed it after the camera started rolling. You know, she was saying that I would check him after the camera stopped rolling. I would do this after the camera stopped rolling, or we would have this discussion after the camera stopped rolling. Kenya, I've been there. I've been on a platform, and I've had to have discussions with a person after this camera stopped rolling. Kenya, you do not deserve that, and I feel like you're just so wanting love that you're just accepting what this man is giving you. Now, if you guys have really sat down and had a discussion and he's broken down like, listen, I'm going to do better. I want, you know, my family to work. I want what you and I have to work. Then let's work on it. But do y'all really see Mark Daly really sitting down and having that conversation with Kenya more? I don't. I really feel like he walks over her, disrespects her. Kenya really wants this, you know, family and, you know, what she's put out to work. And we want it to work for her. I just want it to be healthy for her. So they asked Kenya about how she spoke. They asked Kenya about her speaking on people's relationships. Now, this is where things get interesting for me in the reunion. So they asked Kenya about, you know, her speaking on people relationships. Now, what I will say is Kenya Moore is very smart. She's very witty. She knows how to work those cameras. And one thing I can tell about Kenya Moore tonight and what I can see why producers and stuff sometimes maybe cling to her, Kenya Moore knows how to keep her cool and read with her body language, and her presence disturbs Nene. Nene gets so much in an uproar and she shutting her computer down, and so it makes her seem like the bad one. Now, I'm gonna go into all of this in just a second, but I wanted to throw that out there before we start discussing, you know, they start talking about Kenya Moore's relationship and why I was questioning some things that was happening with Andy Cohen as a host. All right, so y'all just put a push pin in that. So Eva finally shows up. We thank Eva for being here all season, and I'm pretty sure that the reunion fits her very well by being at home, because that's where we've seen her all season. So I'm sure that Eva was in her element, and I'm sorry for all my Eva fans that are my Q-tips, but I just don't see it for Eva. Even with tonight in the reunion, I felt like Eva was just throwing out a lot of BS. I felt like she was jumping into a lot of conversations, into a lot of arguments that had nothing to do with her. And it's just like, and I definitely agree with what Nene said. Nene said, you trying to take your plum and turn it into a peach. And it's like Eva has to save herself. I'm gonna back off y'all, girl. All right. So, but anyways, I forgot what they were talking. They were discussing Kenya. Then, Eva shows up because she had threw some shade in there. So, Kenya says Nene looked like she was on White Chicks. Kenya, hold your hand out. Okay. That right there was funny. Now, I didn't like Nene's makeup either. I saw, I saw it, But it was like Kenya was just sitting up so posh, and when she delivered that, we all was looking like, oh, this is getting good. Now, y'all know I am definitely not Team Kenya from afar. Let's get into some things. Let's get into some more things that I did not like. One of the biggest things that I did not like about the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion is these grown women. And I know a lot of these women, and I don't mind backing up this comment that I'm getting ready to make, because, you know what I'm saying, when I'm making these statements, just best believe I don't mind backing them up. I do not like these grown-ass women sitting up talking about each other's children. I do not care about what we arguing about. I don't care what we talking about. You don't talk about somebody's children. And so they always doing it. I don't want, somebody did it first. This one did this. This one talking about this one look like this daddy. I don't like that. I don't like that. I even heard, who was that? Eva had made a little comment, and Eva, I'm gonna get on Eva in just a few minutes about a couple of things that she has been saying out of her mouth. But I don't like when the women are sitting up talking about the kids, man. It's just like, y'all are talking about people's children. We will be fighting. And so I understand why Porsha got it out for Eva. She like, girl, all bets are off when you talk about my kid. I don't care how you try to word it. If Porsha felt slighted or shaded, those are her feelings, those are her emotions. Do you guys feel like that Porsha went too far? Q, absolutely not. It's a couple, girl, we can play about a lot of things. It's a couple of people and it's a couple of things that are off limits that will get your ass whooped, okay? Porsha talking about Eva's titties were social distancing. Y'all couldn't have bought me for 15 cents. Y'all, I screamed. I screamed. First of all, can we talk about how Miss Porsha has been on her reading, okay? Porsha is backfiring so quick with Shay these days. I don't know what gays Porsha been hanging around. But Porsha keeps a read on the tip of her lips, okay? And she don't care who it's for, but when she told Eva, girl, them titties are social distancing, me and Jesse Wu was on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter at Quentin T. Harris. That's Quentint Harris, Harris, okay? Me and Jesse Wu was like, mute Porsha, because Porsha, that was probably one of the best reads of the night. That was so dang on funny. Speaking of some things that ain't too funny, Kenya is married and she brung receipts. The question is, are y'all believing it? Are y'all giving it the side eye? Or are y'all happy for Miss Kenya more that she presented these receipts? Side eye, we're happy she presented the receipts. Side eye, all right, I know I got some legal people out there. Let's not play, okay? Side eye with Miss Kenya Moore's, okay. What happened to Cynthia and Nene? I don't understand why they was fussing this reunion. Did I miss something? Now, I understand that didn't they just get off the trip from being like, okay, cool, in a cool place, in a sovereign, what happened? What happened? Were they throwing shit? Like, I felt like Cynthia, as soon as she opened her mouth, you know, Cynthia really didn't even say too much this Cynthia didn't even say too much this reunion. Anywho, Kenya said, come on back, Nene. You've been missing the episodes. You need these checks. That's when Nene had pretty much closed her computer down. Kenya. That was another good read. Kenya and Nene was neck and neck the whole night, but Kenya was spitting out some witty ones. Nene was giving me rah-rah, but Kenya was shooting out lethal weapons a little bit tonight. But Nene was keeping up, though. She won't just getting dogged out. But I was like, Kenya was shooting out some stuff. That girl. Well, you start talking about people money, people checks, all that stuff. So I was like, ooh. Cynthia get ready to get her together. Nene finna get her together, but that was funny. So Marlo and Tanya arrived. Marlo background was too busy. I love me some Marlo. That's my big sis. I ain't like Tanya look. I thought Tanya gonna give me a little bit more. She gave me real first lady shoulder tees, little necklace, little first lady tees. I thought Tanya gonna give me a little bit more than that. Nene come back. She talking about she had to go to the potty and change her tampons and piss. Nene, you need to watch your mouth. That's filthy. We were here for it. So Nene stormed off. I know a lot of people are gonna be like, oh, Nene was being dramatic and she was doing this and she was doing that. Unfortunately, I don't feel like Nene. I'm gonna get into that in just a minute. Okay, so Candy is KMZ. So they pretty much, when Nene come back, they try to, change the topic and try to go to something else. One thing I do like they did with the part one of this reunion is they, how sometimes they just show one big long storyline for the whole show, then they show one big, like they actually gave us a little bit of spin of each person, which we could appreciate because, we all have our favorites and we ain't got nothing else to do in this quarantine. So the reunion was good. We got a little bit of everybody. So they, I think them calling Candy KMZ is actually hilarious because, her keeping the mess and her keeping up the foolishness is hilarious to me. Now, Candy had came on and said how, she feels about being titled as, quote unquote, the middleman, and how she feels that, because she's cool with everybody, she may seem messy because she may know something, or because she may not say something, or because she may say something, or may ask a question like, oh, is that how you really feel? And da-da-da-da. Which we're going to get on to Candy in a little bit because she did some stuff later on down in the reunion with a few other people. I was just like, Candy, sit back and shut up. And I like Candy. So I was just like, girl, shut up, Candy. Porsha called Eva the bottom of the barrel. As you guys can tell, Porsha has wanted a piece of Eva since they opened up them laptops and started this first virtual reunion, okay? I don't know. No, I do know. Porsha wants Eva head on a platter. I tweeted that tonight. Porsha is pissed off that Eva talked about her baby, and I understand. Babe, my child is off limits, period. And I guess because I see how my parents are about their children, and now that I have a child, a biological child, what? I just can't imagine somebody sitting around think you gonna disrespect my kid. We finna turn, ain't gonna be no reunion. What? We all finna be in jail, okay? Anyways, and the one thing that I don't like about Eva and why I be on her head so much is she always be backpedaling. Eva always, well, I didn't say that. I said that towards you, not Eva. If you say something, just stand on it. And this is not the first time that we've caught Eva doing that, saying something, backpedaling. And let's even get on Eva with this whole nappy-headed comment that she made. I don't got time to deal with no nappy-headed kids. Eva, we know you don't know what it is to deal with a nappy-headed kid coming from a light-skinned, pretty-eyed, light-skinned, straight-haired woman. So we know you don't know what it is to deal with a nappy head. But I have to agree with the girls. So I know some of y'all may like, oh, Q, well, that's too far. No, it's not too far, because when you're on a platform, you have to be sensitive to everybody. Period. I'm not saying you can't keep it G and keep it 100 for you and da-da-da-da-da-da. And Eva tried to claim her case with being a part of the culture. Yes, you're a part of the culture, but unfortunately, Eva, you don't know what it is to be dark-skinned and have a nappy head and be a woman, okay? I did not like that and appreciate that comment at all. And I am so glad that Kenya Moore, being a brown-skinned mocha chocolate black woman, stepped up and checked her ass on that. That's not cool. I just feel like Eva's remark, like, it's like... And it's not that I just don't like Eva. It's just that she just does these little things. And it's just like, then when you do film and you come onto the scene, you give us this bull crap. Then you jumping into stuff. And then also see about jumping into stuff. I don't care how y'all feel about this next subject that I'm getting ready to talk about, but we get ready to talk about it. And I'm going to tell you how Q feels about it. I do not like the way they set Nene Leakes up tonight. That was definitely uncalled for. I feel like as a host, being a media, TV, and radio journalist, I've been doing this for a very long time. If anybody needs to fact check, you can IMDb me, excuse me, Quentin Travion Harris, Instagram Quentin T Harris, any social media outlet, I've been doing this. So for Andy Cohen, and I don't just like how the question was directed towards Nene, like, oh, we checked off every box. Check, 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 check. Saying about how Nene Leakes fell off with every person. And then y'all check these boxes in her face. And then y'all turn around and bring up Wendy Williams, somebody who's not a cast member. While y'all have Marlo Hampton up here. And you also had Tanya. There were plenty other storylines to talk about versus y'all talking about Wendy Williams. So I definitely see where Nene Leakes was coming from, saying she felt ganged up on. If y'all don't see how somebody can, y'all can't tell me if y'all sitting in a room with somebody and they say, well, you know what, girl, everybody in the room, you done had it out with her, but we still expect you to sit around and be friends with us. Oh yeah, and we also said, you had beef with Michelle Obama. Because in the media world, Wendy Williams she's a GOAT. We ain't gonna play her like she ain't no big deal. You know what I'm saying? So I did not like how they set that up. I did not like how I didn't like how they worded that. And Andy Cohen being a host, I feel like he was not biased in that situation. And I understand how y'all feel like it's comical that's why it's good TV, because he's not biased. Yeah, that's good TV, but at the same time, he's her boss. And he is the person who's supposed to look out for her. And I understand Nene Leakes does not play fair all the time. That's not what I'm saying. Because Nene Leakes I definitely have checked her in reviews and such. But what happened in that particular moment, for her to be an OG, I know that it was just disrespect. And it was just, if y'all don't see what happened in that, then you don't see the bigger picture of it. I'm sorry. Let's get into something else. Porsha, and this is another reason why I'm on Andy Cohen head, this particular reason. And I love and respect Andy Cohen. But as a host, I just say how I feel. I didn't like how things were played out. And let me tell you why. Porsha brings up a text message tonight from Kenya Moore stating, Porsha's letting Cynthia Bailey know, Kenya's not your friend. Kenya, she's being a fake friend. She recently sent me a text message saying how you were born and you were bad for the show. And she basically dragged you and da-da-da-da-da-da. So Porsha pretty much sends this text message to Andy and Cynthia. They didn't talk about that, none. We would have liked to hear Cynthia elaborate more. I want to hear Andy Cohen read the text message out loud. I want to hear the response from Kenya Moore. I'm dead ass. Like, come on, y'all. Like, if y'all don't see where Nene Leakes is coming from with that is, y'all are crazy. Because I just feel like you could have dug into that. We haven't talked about the cookie lady, Marlo. We didn't talk about Marlo and her boys. We had a whole lot. Marlo been here the whole season. What about Marlo and Kenya? Let's get into that. Let's get into Marlo and Kenya at the gala. Y'all brought up Wendy Williams and y'all stayed on that for a long time, and I can see why Nene Leakes got pissed off. That wasn't cool. That wasn't cool. As a journalist, you made your talent feel I like for my talent to feel comfortable. I don't know how everybody conduct their interviews and do what they do, but with somebody with a platform, I can't say Q would have never made my talent feel like that. That's just me. Why is Kandi Burruss coming for Porsha and Nene Leak's relationship? At the end, when Andy Cohen is pretty much, discussing what happened between Porsha and Nene, and they both are saying, we read each other, we saw each other, we dogged each other, and Andy Cohen was living for it, he was here for it. Here you go with, and y'all, I love Kandi Burruss. I have always identified with, even with myself, as the Kandi Burruss of my own show on Chasing Atlanta. Kandi, y'all can call her boring, y'all can call her, oh, she the cool one, she can do this. Kandi body is on, hello. Kandi keep the coins, hello. Kandi stay working, hello. Y'all call me boring, hello, it's okay. But at the same time, I feel like Kandi was wrong with jumping in the middle of what Porsha and Nene had going on. I just feel like, Kandi, why are you so pressed on wanting them to not be cool, not wanting Nene to have no friends? So regardless, they both said they dogged each other. We've all been in a situation where we said some bad stuff about another person and we've dogged them. We've probably said more than we should have. We've all been there with somebody. Be like, you know what? I was out of pocket and I apologize. But then you got an outside person coming in, well, remember when she said it? We were like, well, girl, we done talked about it. We moved on. Girl, you sure you can? Girl, we done talked about it and we moved on. Girl, this is what we got going on. Why is you over here? Do y'all know somebody like that? Y'all drop down in the comments and let me know that I'm not crazy, okay? Porsha and Nene. Second, you know what I'm saying? I just don't understand why Kandi just jumped in there and was so bothered by it. That's all we pretty much got from this reunion. Sickening first virtual quarantine reunion. I definitely feel like they hit it on the head. There was only so much that they could do and that we as the world can do. So shout out to Bravo for just delivering a dope ass reunion. They delivered. Make sure you guys follow me on all of my social media sites at Quentin T. Harris. Go get my book and go get some shirts. I have some merch in the link in my description bar. Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion part 1. I will see you guys for part 2. It's your boy Q. I'll see y'all next video. Peace.